On. So you Pisces have the Page of Wands, the Hermit. You have the Ten of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles. You Pisces have the King of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Hierophant, the Five of Pentacles, the Lovers, and you have the Strength. So, for you Pisces, right, you're in a situation where a lot of you Pisces really have to understand that a lot of you, like I said, are moving on from, or I should say away from the disrespect, right? Obviously, everything that comes along with it, the idea that, you know, people want you to be okay with being disrespected. Yeah, all of that type of nonsense is going out of the window, right? Now that you will leave somebody, you will leave, okay? You are a flight risk in that regard. So the Hermit now represents a lot of people are going to have to start to check themselves. And with the Ten of Pentacles, figure out what it is that they hold. What is it that they really want, okay, from being with you, right? Do they really want the same things? Or are they really just interested in a couple of things that you may or may not want? Or are they interested in nothing that you want, right? What is it that they really have in common with you or they don't have in common with you? And a lot of people are really going to have to actually do that internal work, because again, they're not even really going to get too close like that, because a lot of you will be able to figure out if they're wasting your time or not. So the Seven of Pentacles and the King of Cups, yeah, they'll also have a very difficult time, because not only is it that you are aware of what's going on, you won't even, a lot of you Pisces are very much so, even as you are hanging out with them, you're not going to miss anything that they do, right? As long as you Pisces yourselves are putting in work, right? Because you don't want to miss that part. You don't want to be so preoccupied with what another person is doing, you end up turning into that other person, because you Pisces actually didn't put in any kind of work yourselves. No. And you want to make sure that they're putting in equal amount of that to even see. Like if they are around, but they're not around enough, you're looking at those type of things. And the Five of Swords represent, and then you'll be able to come up with a decision, right, later as to whether or not you should keep them around. The Hierophant, and you will be, like I said, you will be paying attention more to the details, right? Because a lot of us, we have enemies and friends around us that do certain things, right? That do certain things that let us know if they have our back or not, right? It's the little things that make into a big thing, right? That gives you an idea of what it is that you're interacting with. So the Five of Pentacles is about just that. If you see that, you know, with the little details that, you know, one of those pentacles, you keep adding up, you get 5, you know what I mean? You're doing the math on that. You're figuring out like, okay, with these details overall, does this person have my back? And the Lovers represents, it can pretty much go either way, right? When you realize that the person is doing, you know, little things that work in your favor, right, that is best for you, then obviously they have your best interest in mind, right? Without trying to step in between or cut off or get ahead of your own free will, right? And then if vice versa, if they do the very same thing that's very dysfunctional, that, right, that ends up creating, you know, a lack of opportunity for you, then you know, okay, you got to get them out of your life. But the Strength may represent, but at the same time, no matter how they are, no matter how they look, their swag, quote unquote, or whatever it is that people like or whatever, you got to get them out of your life. You know, too many times people are really playing with this thing in a sense that they make up way too much excuses. You know, they'll go to, you know, they'll watch Fresh and Fit, you know, and then they'll be seeing like, you know, OnlyFriends, you know what I'm saying, models, and then they'll bag on those OnlyFriends models, and then they'll go subscribe to them on OnlyFriends. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? The hypocrisy. If you gonna say that if you gonna bag on a person, then okay, then stick to that. Keep with that same energy. You know, and too many times people are really making up an excuse. And it's like, listen, we need to tell the truth here for real. What is it that you really want? Do you really want the lust, or do you really want the real thing, the real long-term love? If that's what it is that you want, then you need to understand that there's sacrifices that's going to have to come with this. If you really want the lust that's attached to it, then just own up to it and just do that. But what will happen is, Pisces, is that if you don't come clean with what it is that you want, that's the catch-22. The universe will catch up to you. So there's no running away from it. So let's clarify some of these cards. Let's clarify the strength. Queen of Swords, Eight of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, the Empress. So again, this is a situation for you where this is pretty much about how you're really in a situation where you need to really get down to what it is that you really want. You know, if you know that you want the lust, then go after that, but be honest with yourself. You know why? Because that's another thing too with this society. It's way too many people not being honest about what they want. And you want to know what's the cold part about it? If you were more, and anyone, this goes for everyone, if you were more honest about what it is that you want, you can actually get what it is that you want. But see, too many people want to play that game where it's like, oh, So the Ten of Pentacles now, right? The Ten of Pentacles and the Empress now is about how, and just be mindful of this, right? Don't deviate. But the Ten of Pentacles, you will eventually get to the bottom of it, right? You'll become more dialed in and focused as to what it is that you want, right? And the Empress, what it is that you don't want. So